Ladies, gentlemen, esteemed non-binaries, trash can all. Good evening and welcome to Trash Tier Gaming. I'm your humble host, Rasp, a trash bear. Last time, we patched the nail, but dear sweet Glob, was that a bad idea?
This is the director. I need a ranger at this location immediately.
Let's do this!
Yeah, you got it, bud. Lower Crossroads, you say? Oh boy.
Marshall? You're alive.
Soon you will no longer recognize us, or yourself, or him, or her, or them. Family is dead. The walls are broken, but yellow and red in the eye.
God damn it.
Inverted is made right.
You fuckers take everything. I am
Yep.
not letting you take this.
You've always been the new you. You want this to be true.
We're into the fun stuff now.
She can destroy the crystals too.
Attack from the side!
Oh. I couldn't keep it together. Okay, this is going to be a real rough fight, and Charge is not well suited to it. It's been a while since I've had to think about loadout. Since it's a duel... Yeah, I'll take that Ranger.
Director Faden here. Send backup to my location.
Take those. And I'll go ahead and turn you. Oh. Okay, this melee sequence can end any time now. Yoink. Nope. Yoink. Ah, dang it.
What? Out of ammo?
Boy.
Flanking maneuver. Push up.
Up. Well, better than before. Certainly better than before, but good glob. This is gonna be a rough one. Suppose make sure we don't have any unspent points. Okay, good, we don't have any unspent points. Let's check my assets while I'm at it. I'm gonna take that and go for dodge efficiency. I'm gonna need it. This is a good sweet glob. Okay. Up, but up, bup. Okay, we got over ambitious. I got over aggressive. I forgot to call him back up. Yeah, done fell on my face. Okay.
This is the
Multi-watch
director.
don't
I
feel
need
like
a
it's
ranger
pulling
at
its
this
weight,
location
but
immediately.
Reinforcement? Yeah. Attack on the side! Suppressing fire! Push them back!
no idea if that does damage or not. I'm a little too busy to look. Go. Come on. Holy heck.
The nail is corrupted. That explains why the board wasn't answering what's causing the quakes. Marshall came down here to stop this. I should have been with her. I could have saved her. But I can still save everyone else.
in your defense, Jesse, she also ran off without telling you. Like, communication's real important to teamwork, kids. Let's scoop up that charge velocity. See what we can do about this. Ooh. Okay, this seems like a pretty tall order, Jess, but I have faith in you. Hallelujah. Foundation stable, beaten. Prove your attitude,
Well, fuck
loyalty.
you too.
Oh,
Agreed.
I'll be sure to.
Let's play it smart. They don't need to know I'm onto them. Not yet, anyway.
Agreed. Fascinating. That was touchpad. Okay. Talk to Pope, you say? Oh. I have no idea which way's up. Well, not you. Okay, let's check Baddie Closet B then. You can kind of tell when the developers are tired of hiding things because they don't put them in obvious places anymore. Or they just stop placing them. Why? This is fascinating.
The nail is secure. The hiss can't touch it. I can't undo the astral bleeding in the Foundation, but at least it's stopped.
Along with the seismic activity. You did it, Jesse.
Did we though?
Did you ever find Marshall?
I did. She's gone. She died thinking she'd save the Bureau. A bad way to go.
And she did buy us some time.
I wasn't ready for this crisis. I didn't even see it coming.
And Marshall didn't see fit to loop you in.
But I promise, I'll be ready for the next one. I mean, what good is a director who can't hold her Bureau together?
Hey, oh. And of course, the implication being that perhaps the threat will be from the board itself. As DLCs go, not bad. A fair bit stronger than DLCs for Alan Wake, I'd say. No shade to Alan Wake proper, but the DLCs felt a little weaker than this. Just saying. Like, well, I'll have my thoughts for those if I ever get around to doing another playthrough of Alan Wake.
I know how to handle things, now that I'm the director. Clearly, it's not that simple.
True.
I need to choose a direction for the Bureau.
Mm-hmm.
It should be one that serves our goals, not the board's.
True.
Whatever those are. I need to lead my way.
Well, that's generally a good thing. Oh, I can have game again? Okay. So, Pope. This is here about
Jesse,
a collection.
you're back. So
Yep.
did you find anything noteworthy? The original Bureau expedition down here left so much interesting stuff behind.
Like their ID cards. I picked up a weird one. It's pretty old.
Oh wow, look at that. Yeah, I found a few ID cards myself. Or, more accurately, the Rangers found them for me.
Are you starting a collection?
A little
I'm
bit.
going for the whole set.
A little bit.
I kid, of course. But I suppose they are sort of like baseball cards, except for Bureau stuff from the 60s.
Yeah.
Hey, the one you found is different than mine. It looks like it's a higher clearance level.
A rare one, then. Want to keep it, Emily?
Yeah, I absolutely do. But I think you should hang on to it for now. High clearance access might come in handy.
Oh,
Sounds
now I
like you
can
have
have
something
high
in mind.
clearance accents.
Guilty. See, I've been going through Dr. Ash's notes, or the ones I can find, anyway. Like Darling, he seemed to enjoy hiding his most relevant research. From what I gather, there is another floor beneath the warehouse with a special lab that requires 5 high-level staff members just to access. Here, take this. It's an old skeleton key. Something else the Rangers found. I give them $5 for every useful trinket they bring me.
I'm gonna assume this key is my ticket to that lower floor. And that super secret lab you mentioned.
Bingo bango, as Dr. Darling used to say. Well, keep your eyes peeled for more ID cards around the warehouse. If Ash's notes are reliable, and I'm sure they are, then 5 is the magic number.
Okay. Well, let's check our mission notes. 5 ID cards, you say?
Now that this nail business is handled, I should probably be getting back to executive. But maybe I'll keep poking around. Just for a little bit.
Just be careful. This place gets into people's heads. Oh, nail field.
Has the nail been doing anything since we restored it?
Define anything.
Anything.
Anything unusual?
Define unusual.
Emily.
Sorry.
Quit
The
dissembling.
answer is a whopping yes. Now that it's whole, the nail is emitting a constant field of, well, think of it like low-level radiation. It seems to suppress any biological matter it encounters. This explains why nothing grows here and why the Bureau had to abandon the area. Prolonged exposure would certainly begin affecting neural processes.
Wait. Was the
What?
field created when I cleansed the nail?
I considered that, but the nail's readings are quite different from the ones I recorded at the cleanse control points. I think the nail's field is purely of its own making.
Huh.
In fact, I think it would passively prevent any His corruption, like the HRAs do. Which makes me wonder what actually occurred when you cleansed the nail.
I've been wondering about that myself.
Did the board let the hiss corrupt the nail? Did they want me to cleanse it? If so, why?
What do you know about Director Northmore?
Well, he was Director Trench's predecessor, and Northmore is famous for being the first board-appointed director. See, before we found the oldest house, directors were picked by committees of old men in suits, drinking cognac and smoking cigars or whatever. You know, standard, uninteresting methods.
I think the word you're looking for is bureaucratic.
Or
Hey,
antiquated. Regardless, Northmore was eventually forced to... Well, we don't need to go into that.
Forced into a
Strangely, the
big
only 2
damn
board-appointed
contraption to
directors left
power the...
position under unusual circumstances.
I mean, Northmore
If the
does
board
keep the lights
appoints a
on.
director, then how do they retire them? I doubt they go out and buy you a gold watch.
Well, you shove them
Sorry,
into
Jesse, I
a
didn't
boiler
mean to
and
imply
use them to power
that-
Don't worry.
the Bureau.
If anyone's getting shown the door, it's them.
Hey, oh.
What do you know about an entity named Former?
I can't say I've heard of it. You got any details for me?
Well, imagine a one-eyed bug thing. I think it was a part of the board, but then something happened and now it's... separate?
Interesting. See, I always wondered if the board was some sort of entity or a group or conglomerate of linked consciousnesses, but this supports the group theory. Although it could have undergone some sort of corporeal exile.
Yeah.
Too many unknowns to form a working hypothesis yet, but I can prioritize this matter in future astral dives if you think it's important.
I do.
Fortune favors the prepared. Do it. I'm gonna keep looking around.
Nice to see Jesse
I wish I
doing
could go
some...
with you, but I still
some
need 30
directly
hours of training
biz.
before I can do field work.
We'll work on that.
30 hours of training. Yo, Rangers, get after that. Alright. Multimedia? What do I have there? Ah, yes, the ash tapes. Unfree. Oh, we're missing 4. Okay, well, that might be hidden where we're going. Of course, now I figure out. 2 birds, 1 bomb. Baden rides the elevator. Huh. So I've never listened to that one. Well, I suppose Faden rides the elevator is relevant.
Darkness engulfed the elevator.
Oh, okay, I recall this. Alright, let's see. Warehouse. Ah, warehouse.
I don't want to die in a cave-in. Like the time I
Alright. Well, it doesn't tell me how many I've found. Felt like that was about to be a mishap. I could float across it, but why would I when they provide me with a perfectly useful ledge? Yeah, I was expecting that. I was lucky. And here we go. Mine down. Right, friendly. Or as friendly as they get. Warehouse path. Again, all this technology, and we can't just give Jesse a friggin' flashlight, man. I mean, it did work for the TV mission, but yeah, we don't need backup. Oh, now we got a skeleton key. What that's worth. Oh, hey.
This ID
Hello.
card was for an excavation engineer. Why did so many people abandon their cards down here?
I have no idea. Use them to access. Okay. Am I to guess based on the workstation? Oh. Well, that's a big old gun. So, security chief. Physicist, that's a give me, you know, the Newton's cradle.
From the layer of dust on this place, nobody's swept here in years.
Let's
Not
see.
even Ati. No way he'd stand for this.
Oh, hey. Request denied. Dr. Ash, Chief Excavation Officer, it's my job to report to the research team, so I got you your machine for that ridiculous sand research project. However, it's also my responsibility to ensure the safety of my crew. Do you know how many trips it took to get an entire bulldozer down here piece by piece? Do you know how many of my guys we lost on those trips? Here's a hint. Too effing many. Which brings me to my point. I'm writing today because this request form that just landed on my desk, apparently you want a lightweight 1 to 2 man military grade helicopter for the purpose of surveying the vast expanse of columns by air. I bet you didn't even stop to wonder how much time, money, effort, and blood this toy would cost us. Well, no, sir. I am sorry, but I will not subject my men to another month of marching through that death trap upstairs. For Christ's sake, these people have families. Not that they ever get to see them anymore. Request denied, Louis McNary. I like
There's an
Louis.
elevator, which I'm sure is super safe, in a space in each terminal for an ID card. But which card goes where?
Cartography. And last we got nothing but books there. So,
It worked. Now I just have to get on a rickety elevator that goes who knows how far down.
and who knows where? Upper warehouse, museum. Ah! Basement. We going down.
Dust. Still, this lab's
What?
more than any of Darling's.
True. Darling is a messy, stinky boy. Well, let's see if anything's in here. Just untidy a little. It's like that when I got here. Oh, stuff. Okay, it's a valve. I have no idea if that does anything. Pardon me a moment, Trashkin. Apologies, Trashkin. The trash boys needed tending. They have the extra hecking concern due to traffic detours. It's not the biggest challenge to recording, but it is a challenge nevertheless. Ah, yeah, that's some hunks and chunks.
Why would they need such a heavy door down here?
Great question. Up. I did myself in. Alright, well, we learned a thing. Alright, fine. Gonna put me all the way back here? Okay, game. Seriously? I don't... The control pod didn't count as a waypoint? Really consistent with that control. Oh, I suppose, given that's the most frustrating bounce back I've had, I suppose that's the mark of a decently built game. Now we just wait forever. Hey! Alright, this time we know there's a fight. I use shield so seldom. My brain forgets which button it is. Good reflection work on that. Okay. Get after him. You heard me. There we go. That's a rough boxing match. I hate it. Especially hate the laser.
This looks like the nail, only mini.
Yeah.
A document. Is this in some kind of
Dr.
code?
Ash's note to Pope?
Can't read a word of it. I should take this back to Emily and tell her I got into Ash's secret.
Let's see. No more final warning. Dr. Theodore Ash Jr. As director of the Federal Bureau of Control and chosen representative, liaison, benefactor of the greater authority of the board, I demand your immediate withdrawal from the Foundation. Prior memos issued proudly to Foundation staff called for swift reassignment of all personnel to the upper levels of the House. All staff complied except you. I mean, this demonstrates a lack of respect for my office and the board itself. This is their house, and we are guests. We should conduct ourselves accordingly. Normally, such insubordination would be grounds for dismissal, but out of respect for your late father, consider this instead my final warning. The board and Director Ash chose me as successor to the office, and no amount of petulance will change that. Indeed, your actions seem to suggest you know better than myself. And by extension, better than the board. Permit me to assure you that is not possible. Sincerely, Broderick Northmore. Yeah, definitely didn't go to his head right away. Board went so far inside his skull, they were puppeting his eyeballs, man. At least that's the impression I get. Oh, Astral Mimic. Copies, dangerous. Very utilitarian abilities. Oh. Nope, can't go towards the light. Okay. Oh, I knew they were hiding something down here. Weapon armor damage. That's a prime? That's lovely. Well, Another bracing elevator ride. I certainly hope nothing goes wrong with the elevator this time. Well, that'll do. Alright. Take me to the crossroads. Alright, well, I hope Pope can make sense of that. I imagine that Ash coded it in case somebody else got a hold of it. To keep it specifically out of Northmore's purview.
I found Ash's secret lab.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent. Please tell me everything. Spare no details.
Well, there was another cave. The walls were covered in paintings of eyeballs. The research seemed dedicated to studying a kinda smaller version of the nail. It looked like the same material as the one up here, but just a different shape.
Well, are you sure you didn't see any functioning prototypes? Or at least some schematics? I mean, Dr. Ash was a very accomplished engineer.
None. Sorry. I did find this handwritten note.
Wow. Ash had terrible handwriting.
Hey,
Never be your heroes, right? So it looks like a transcribed conversation between Ash and someone named F.
F?
Ooh. Oh, this is juicy. This'll take me days to parse out. Maybe weeks.
Have you ever thought about taking a vacation, Emily?
Are you kidding? This is my vacation, Jesse.
Pope's not normal.
If you're not gonna listen to me, then you better go figure out how to stop this. There's no telling what could happen if the vibrations escalate.
Oh,
looking
that's
around.
poor queuing.
I wish I could go with you, but I still need 30 hours of training before I can do field work.
We'll work on that.
On record, well, I guess we are left with a dark place. And a handful of ability points to spend. I didn't set out to max out, but here we are. Well, melee's the thing I use the least. I don't feel like I really need additional fly time. I'll take ground slam. Let's try that out. Oh, we can do. It's an aim slam. Okay. Not just a ground slam, an aim slam. It's a little rough on the old to do, but they can certainly break up groups. Okay, lovely. Totally worth the investment. Well, I guess that means taking the elevator. While I am loath to make Alan Wake's predictions correct, because those don't go so well, I guess I don't have a choice this time. Alright, Treshkin. Oh, whoops. That's not central. There we go. What was that heading? Just beneath? I saw a dark place for a second. Oh, dead letters. Okay.
Careful out there, Director.
Alright, take this. Alright, research section it is. Let's hope it doesn't jump immediately into the weird. We're probably just gonna start and take a control point. We'll see how that goes. Did I take it to research? Yeah, we're in research. There we go. If I could just follow directions. Okay. That's alarming.
Hello?
Anybody?
Anyone here?
Guess not.
Missing agents. Mr. Kirkland, here are the latest agents confirmed missing, presumed dead, from the containment breach yesterday. Agent Jonathan Connor. Researcher Ezra Cruz. Agent Caroline Dempsey. Agent Lindsay Malcolm. Agent Charles Murray. Agent Derek Shaw. Letters of condolence will be delivered to you to sign prior to sending to their families. You will be updated as soon as additional confirmations are made. Also, per your request, a network engineer checked how many cases were backed up digitally. Unfortunately, a large number of active investigations were not yet archived, and the only hard copies of reports exist behind the firebreak. They're lost, I'm afraid. Woof. Oh, tractor supplement. Alright, supplemental. Here's a Burrow tractor. Miscommunications led to a coroner examining the body of William Burrow. Burrow, William, male, Caucasian. Case summary: 33-year-old man found dead on his property per police report. Remains obtained for coroner's office also include blood, urine, bile, stomach comics, bone fragments. Autopsy finding blunt force injuries, head, lacerations, left ear, cheek, blunt force injuries, extremities, dislocation, right knee, complete ablation of the upper right extremity with associated fracture of the proximal humerus, extensive trauma, abdominal region, complete ablution of multiple organs, including stomach, heart, liver, pancreas, kidneys, portions of large and small intestines, all missing from scene. It is my appearance that Mr. Burrow's death is not the result of a mechanical accident, as claimed by authorities. The removal of organs is consistent with animal attack. Oh. To whom it may concern. Alright, so sometime in 2019. There's a great anger and regret that I tender my resignation as head of Investigation Bureau for the Federal Bureau of Control. I do this in protest of the rampant disregard for my departments. My staff cannot continue to work in these conditions. Previous requests and warnings have fallen on deaf ears, so I must now rely on actions to speak louder than words. I blame our current situation on our... I'm gonna go ahead and guess... This falls distinctly on the director's skull, who has routinely ignored my request for assistance, reclaiming parts of the investigation sections lost to that loose inside. I will never forget the screams of those brave agents begging for us to open the firebreak. I will carry that shame with me for the rest of the day. The director has failed his agents. I shall never forgive him for that. Sincerely, William Kirkland. Oh, even more. Mr. Dennis, so yes, there's an increase in AWE cases, and yes, it would be a good idea to put together a special task force to examine exactly why that is. However, it seems that a tiny little detail has slipped through the cracks. We don't have the damn staff. You expect us to detect, investigate, and process AWEs. You need to give us more people. It's simple math. Between the staff we lost in the Hartman thing and the ones who left for other departments after Kirkland quit, we're barely managing to keep the work up. Hell, just filing paperwork for all the altered items we left behind in the sector has been an ordeal. Another thing, and this is going to sound paradoxical, but we have an overcrowding situation. This lobby isn't meant to accommodate a whole sector's worth of staff. We put forward a motion to move investigations to a more suitable location months ago. It better not still be sitting at our desk. People are getting restless, and Kirkland's interim replacement, it's your job to handle it. Best regards, Agent Grayson. Uh-huh. Hee hee. Oh, even more notes. Alright. Darling investigation. Per authorization from Mr. Kirkland, internal investigation was launched into the ethical practices of Dr. Casper Darling, head research, despite accounts of anonymous regarding inhumane treatment of a currently housed in the Bureau. Our official findings regarding this were inconclusive. Numerous obstacles arose during this investigation. The majority of research sector personnel seemed to be wholly unaware of any such contained there. One confirmed the codename to be, but all files pertaining to that name were inaccessible, being classified under the highest clearance. Investigations were similarly blocked from entering the research wing. Interview of staff. The matter was further complicated by the lack of clarity of whether non-human paranatural entities warrant humane treatment. While this investigation cannot address any charges against Dr. Darling, we do recommend an investigation into research. Mr. Dennis, a request came through recently from an FBI agent asking for all our files on Bright Falls, specifically the disappearance of the author Alan Wake. Per the interagency information exchange agreement, I had some paper pushers gather up a folder with all the pre-approved files. Don't worry, all the inappropriate material is either missing or redacted. But I'm writing to let you know that we received this request from a special agent named Alex Casey. Sounds familiar, right? That's because Alex Casey is the name of a fictional detective in those hard-boiled crime books Alan Wake wrote. Pretty interesting that an FBI agent sharing a name with the most famous character Alan Wake wrote is looking into a case dealing with a writer's fiction coming true. I think this is worth looking into, but what's your opinion? Just give the word, and I'll start surveillance on this guy. Special Investigator Gleason. Well. Alright, fine. Didn't want to do it the destructive. Oh. More lore. Keystone inspection. Mr. Kirkland, we stopped at Keystone on our way to the target AWE like you asked. I'm sending my report directly to you and try to keep a lid on this Grunman Morales desertion issue. We didn't find any sign of them there. Given their records, it's possible they've switched teams like you suspected, but I don't think that's the case. An event definitely occurred here in Keystone, and I think Grunman and Morales got caught up in it. The entire population has vanished in the thin air. Reminds me of the Ordinary case, but that was just the adults. If I'm remembering the file correctly, this is different. I think our guys are casualties, not traitors. If it was an AWE, it seems to be over. We walked through the whole town. The only strange thing we noticed were markings on various buildings, 2 overlapping circles with a dot in the shared space. Could be unrelated. I'll show you the pictures when I get back. In the meantime, you should send a team out here to cordon off this place off and maybe get the comms guys working on a cover story. Sincerely, Agent Keenum. Oh, hey. Seems like a problem. Tractor procedures. Item is not in Bureau custody. None known. A Frank Elk tractor, olive green, dried blood on the grill when last seen. The item is capable of vocalized responses or growls. An unmanned locomotion considered highly aggressive and dangerous. When the item first came to our attention after the death of Warren Burrow, the Warren Burrow Farms outside of Trenton, Texas. Local authorities arrived on scene, found after an employee found the mutilated body of Mr. Burroughs beneath his tractor. Police arrived, were immediately driven away by the tractor. Panic calls to federal authorities were intercepted by Bureau Communications staff. A team was dispatched. Upon arrival, the agents approached the item. It responded by growling like a bear. 3 agents were injured when they tried to detain the item, which escaped. Aerial searches for the item are ongoing. Speaking of Mr. Burroughs, only revealed, or Mrs. Burroughs only revealed that she had domestic altercation with Mr. Burroughs early in the night of the incident. Whether or not these events are connected is unknown. Oh, this is a hoot. I'm chewing up so much record time, but it's all good stuff. Nephew's investigation was launched into the legality of the Prime Candidate Program by the Federal Bureau of Control, since all no subjects relevant to the investigation used executive privilege to decline interviews. Very little first-hand information was gathered. However, anonymous sources and documentations declassified by Mr. Kirkland both paint an alarmingly clear picture of systematic and were brought to the oldest house and placed under examination and testing with the aim of appointing one as director upon maturity. This program has produced no successful cases and only resulted in the traumatic of peri-utilitarily inclined. Not only is this a breach in the Ash Act, but it flies in the face of basic human decency. Yeah, you can blot that out as far as I'm concerned. I can read between the lines. This investigation team unequivocally the Prime Candidate Program and recommends that it be immediately. Well, glad to know the Bureau wasn't marching along Oh, did I drop it? Ah, yeah.
There. Now that gate should open.
Okay, cool. Even more stuff. Oh, so much lore to read. Official warning. Kirkland, I'm growing tired of your blatant attempts to lay your incompetence at my doorstep. I know you want this to be true, but you're head of investigation. This failure is your responsibility. What do you think would happen holding a dangerous specimen in investigations? The containment sector exists for a reason. They are better trained and equipped for this type of work. In fact, they have admirably taken on certain AWE monitoring responsibilities where your staff are no longer capable of this. This happens more and more now. And don't think your petty internal investigations have gone past my notice. You're a worm. Everything I've done has been for the benefit of the Bureau. The Prime Candidate Program only failed because of Darlene. You're both failures plotting against me. You're traitors, but the truth will emerge out of you. You're choosing to become my enemy, Kirkland. You don't want to be. Zachariah Trench, Director of the Federal Bureau of Control. Is there something about being in close contact with the board that just turns you into a jerk over the course of decades? I mean, I see where there's some friction there. Pre-authorization from Mr. Kirkland was launched into the of Director Zachariah. Oh, pardon me. Oh. Director Zachariah Trench. A recent change in witness Director Trench, including aggressive when with other staff members, has been observed. However, this investigation is aimed at interpreting the issue rather than proving it. Notable between Director Trench and Dr. Darling has been witnessed by numerous staff, although both declined to meet for interview On the matter, witness accounts suggest their arguments center around the dimensional research wing and the captain's side. However, no evidence exists to confirm Director Trench, which is as anything more than interpersonal disagreements. This investigation has concluded that Director Trench's behavior is not indicative of any, and that his fitness to lead is not in question. And one more. Underhill background. Ray Underhill is a professor at the University of Woodrow in the United Kingdom, where she teaches biology with a focus on botany. Dr. Underhill once worked with the Bureau as a parabotanist stationed in the research section of the oldest house. She served with no incidents or demerits and is praised by those who formerly worked with her, including Dr. Darling. Dr. Underhill has no known connections to paracriminal organizations. Hold up. Full stop. Paracriminal organizations. That's a thing? Why ain't we talking about those, game? You just created a more interesting concept with a single word than you did the rest of the game. Ahem. Or any breaching of her NDA since leaving the Bureau. Her civilian behavior has been ideal, with an exception of outgoing personal relationship with Dr. Darling that appears to have begun during their time as co-workers in the research centers and revisited intermittently ever since. Depending on the duration of her work in the oldest house, it may be required to have both parties sign a relationship clearance form. Darling's sweet on her. She's as close to sweet as she gets on Darling. This investigation has found no compelling reason to deny Dr. Darling's request to offer Dr. Underhill an interim position with the aim of finding a solution to the mold threshold issue. They are thorough around here. Oh, and another Cauldron Lake update. To Chief Investigator Dennis, it happened again, third time this year. Something certainly has it out for our... Could be raccoons, the locals, certainly complain about them enough. But why the hell would raccoons keep going after a monitoring system? It doesn't add up. Anyway, I got a Bureau tech going to the site next week to take a look. Next on the list of recurring problems is the staff at the Lake House Research Station. How am I supposed to effectively keep an eye on Cauldron Lake? They won't let me see any data. Hell, I don't even know what they're researching out there. We need to petition them again to share their info with investigation agents. It's only a matter of time before this hits again, and I want to be prepared. I'm going to guess AWE. Anyway, if anyone at HQ asks why Bright Falls report is a little thin this month, tell them it's because we couldn't take any readings. In the meantime, I might invest in some raccoon traps. Sincerely, Agent Estevez. Alright, well, I guess we're headed for the fire break then. Even more notes. Specimen escape assessment. The purpose of this investigation is to examine the containment failure of SI-1 that resulted in the deaths of agents. Inspection report of the containment equipment 3 days earlier showed no faults. Investigators suspect human error to be the cause, yet no department has provided any evidence to support this. Technicians were able to recover the researchers' notes on the specimen from the internal network. The specimen began to display a sharp increase in aggression. An aggressive. Cross-referencing that date with various logs found only 2 events that events inconsistent with the daily routine. 1, the air filters were changed, and 2, an hour prior to the incident, a civilian named Alice Wake entered the sector regarding an unrelated investigation. Oh, you can blank out the last name of Alice. I know which Alice it is. Given their connection to the same AWE case, it is unlikely that Mrs. Wake's presence was relevant to the specimen's escape and to the investigation is going on. I'm going to guess breach. It's a lot more fun when you can play fill in the blanks yourself. That's ominous. I hate to say it, but given that we're...
I'm no detective, but something definitely happened here.
Ooh, another. Blessed organization. Paracriminal Profile, the Blessed. This group of individuals has operated outside of the Bureau's notice for decades, perhaps longer, displaying a level of skill and caution rarely seen in paracriminal groups. A review of past cases has found various mentions of their activity over the years. In 2016, a production company called Blessed Pictures was connected to an altered item, as well as the death of an agent from exposure to illicit paranatural materials. 1994, Los Angeles-based public speaker named Chester Bless was involved in the illegal use of an altered item. 1988, a business called Blessed Repair Service was suspected of involvement with an object of power case, perhaps even creating it. None of these businesses or individuals have ever been located. However, their connection to appearances of altered items and objects of power is too direct to be considered circumstantial. An arrest order has been issued for any persons believed to be involved with the Blessed organization. Alright. Well, we have learned several things. Let's see what kind of a puzzle we've got with the light switch now. And it's about to get weird.
Do we know each other?
No.
This feels familiar. I can't seem to... I've forgotten it. I'm sorry. My name is Alan Wake.
Boom. Yes, I bought this game specifically after I heard about an Alan Wake DLC. Scratch. That's Scratch.
Who are you? Do I know you?
I'm your friend Tom. Tom Zane. There's nothing to worry about.
Tom. The poet. The diver. You look different.
That was just a role. A character. The protagonist I played in my old film.
Huh.
I'm a filmmaker. An auteur like yourself. We're working on this together, remember? An artistic collaboration.
Huh.
You need a drink.
I wouldn't drink that if I was you. Oh no, Darlene's in the Night Springs universe now. Does that finish? I have so much research to do.
Endless. Darkness. Nothing holds still.
But we're very close now. You've been writing. You found a way to escape. It'll work this time.
Writing?
You found a way!
No. I don't... Wait. There's something. It's my double. He's out there.
Yeah, Scratch is a douche.
Yeah. Nothing to worry about. I'm dealing with it. It's fine, my friend. Let me handle him.
You've met him? What the hell?
Now, come on. You misunderstand me.
But do I? Was Zane maybe double gaming us? Was there a triple cross on the double cross? Who knows?
That was the Alan Wake? The famous writer? He disappeared years ago. It was all over the news back then.
I'd be careful about the exact phrase, the Alan Wake.
Zane was with him.
Well, the last girl to say
Poet.
that
Wait.
didn't meet a
He
good
was
end.
filmmaker. I always remember that wrong.
Huh? Okay. I approve, but... Oh no, the darkness.
Dr. Emil Hartman, devoured by hungry darkness, became the thing that had been Hartman. Broke loose, killed everyone it could, lurking, roaming, waiting. Then something else came. A resonance. The thing that had been Hartman went through another change.
Ah. Well, that's at least interesting.
Dr. Emil Hartman was desperate. The Federal Bureau of Control had stolen his life's work. This was his last chance.
Good.
His final experiment. What he'd been too scared to do before. Hartman dove into the lake, was taken, devoured by hungry darkness, became the thing that had been Hartman. Only an echo of him remained, fragmented impulses on autoplay, violent, bloodthirsty darkness in the driver's seat. Emerging from the lake, the thing was captured by the FBC, brought in, contained, studied.
Oh.
Killed everyone it could. The FBC fell back and sealed the sector. The thing was alone in the dark, lurking, roaming, waiting.
Oh,
And
I get to
something
punch
else came.
Emil?
Not darkness, but similar enough. A sound. A resonance. It shouldn't be a surprise. If there's one, why not another? The darkness inside the thing could have been immune, could have resisted, fought, could have been passed by, passed through with no effect. But it didn't, and it wasn't. Maybe it had grown weaker over time, not aged. It was timeless, but weaker with no link to its source. A metamorphosis followed. The thing that had been Hartman went through another change.
Oh, if I get to punch Emil Hartman, that will make my week. I spoke too soon, Trashkin. I should have invested in melee. Alright, well. A 1. A 2. And 3, and no spoop? Hey, no spoop. Well, that's gonna do it for this episode, Trashkin. We're gonna get back into AWE in just a little, because I am anxious to boop Emil's snoot. So we're gonna end it here. So, Trashkin, you don't have to depart the trash fire if you don't care to. We have plenty of videos. We can keep the trash fire burning just as long as you'd care to watch it. Just as long as the snacks and drinks hold out, and we don't run out of camp chairs. If you'd like to help us trend the trash fire, likes, subscriptions, and comments are all deeply appreciated and help us to keep the trash fire burning long into the night. I've been your humble host, Raspa Trash Bear. I'd like to remind you to take a moment, have a good stretch by the trash fire to finish your drink and snacks, and to be careful not to pull anything on your walk home. And until next time on Trash Tier Gaming, thanks for hanging out and making it a chill place to hang out by the trash fire. Take care of yourselves. Good night, and I will see you in the next one.